All right. And so the first step is starting with paint. Now, the paint I found works really well is a folk art glass paint. And you can find this at a lot of craft stores. I bought these at Michael's, I think. And it's an acrylic paint which lasts very well outside and resists UV rays and everything, and it works really well. This one is True Blue. The white is Warm White. And the red is Lipstick Red. Now, it doesn't matter which paint you generally start with. I usually start with red. And I make it kind of easy on this round of Emblem here. I made these ridges, so then you can butt the brush right up to the edge of wherever you're painting, and then clean the edge up with your knife. And that creates a nice, crisp look, makes it easy for cleanup, and it looks great when it's finished. So here we go. And you are generally going to need 2 coats of paint per color. All right, so the next step here is a pretty important one. You have ridges separating the diamonds and the edges all over. These ridges are meant to be brought up to and painted on. When you turn it over here, you'll see I have an edge over here that isn't painted on very well, and an edge that is. It's a clear difference of what the intention of those ridges are. It creates a nice, perfect line for your paint. All right, once all your edges are painted, it's time to do a cleanup. Now this paint is an acrylic paint and it dries kind of rubbery. So what you're going to really need to do is have a very sharp knife. That's why I prefer X-Acto knives. This is just what I have right now, but what you're going to want to do is put your knife edge right on the edge you're cutting. So you're kind of trimming, you're pulling that rubberized paint as it dries here. You're cutting it up. No, I just made a mistake there. But good thing I have enough paint, plenty of paint. I'm gonna keep fixing it and keep adding more paint. One thing you're going to want to make sure you do before you put on the clear top coat is to make sure this piece is free of any and absolutely any dust. Anything that gets trapped in there will stay there and it will not come out. You will ruin your piece by trying to get it out. A little bit of compressed air, blow on it, use a brush, dust it off completely. Get in every crevice. This will really make a difference when you're looking at it here. You'll see, if you don't, then you might end up seeing little specks that shouldn't be there in the chrome. It just doesn't look as nice. Alright, so the next step in this process, once we have all of our edges cleaned up, nice and clean, you can check that also by putting a solid background behind it and checking the edges. If they are crisp, you are ready to move on to the next part. Then the next part is the chroming. We use this, I found out because my wife does her nails, and hey, she has some chrome nail polish stuff, and so I figured out what worked best and just started doing it, and it works and it looks awesome. And there's no special chemicals involved. It's all just a UV cured nail polish, which you can find any stores fairly cheap. The powder is a little bit harder to find, usually in a singular type. Usually it comes in a pack of however many. So what we're going to need to do here is follow all of our clear surfaces. Now it's okay that you get this all over on the paint here. And the reason being is because you can't see it on the other side. I have another one drying here that is almost done. You'll see extra stuff here which will be trimmed off later. And I'll show you that step in a bit. But the chrome looks like it should. It looks exactly like chrome, which I thought was really cool. I tried so many different types of spray paint and all kinds of different painting to make this chrome look the way it should, and this is by far the best option that I've come across, short of actual chroming, which it was expensive. It was expensive to do, and so this is something fairly inexpensive once you have everything. And easy to do at home when your kids are sleeping. And what we're going to do here, your goal is to fill this in so that the gap, that there's no crevice or there's no crater. You want to fill it up so it's almost mounded. And this nail polish will automatically kind of form that way. It will kind of level itself out, which is also a nice feature. And the reason why you want to mound everything, make sure all these areas are filled in, is so that the chrome powder, so you get the chrome powder and on these areas easier. It's hard to get the chrome deep into these pockets, and if it doesn't look right, well, then you're kind of screwed. Now the edges are a little bit of a different story here. We need to make sure that the nail polish flows over the edge, over on the outside and on the inside. Too close to this UV light, it's starting to cure on me. Okay. Whoops. Okay. That's why these come in dark containers, because yeah, any light will start making it cure and harden. So stay away from UV light, even sunlight. If you're in too sunny of an area, this stuff will start curing on you before you want it to. After you have the areas coated, you'll start seeing little bits, uneven areas, and that's where you just very smoothly follow those those edges and lines, and it will smooth right out. This is very important for the next step, which is the UV curing part. If everything is nice and smooth, you will get a beautiful product. If it is not smooth, you will see it in the chrome. I see some bumps here, so I'm just gonna add some more polish, and that will kind of dome the polish there, and it will smooth it right out. There we go. All right, on to the curing step. That's where our light comes in. Now the light bulb I use is a pretty high powered light bulb. And the reason being is because I do a lot of these, and I do these in steps. So I'm always curing something in different steps, so then this goes faster. I generally keep the Emblem under the UV light for 2 minutes or so. That generally cures everything pretty good. And I check the cured level by using my fingernail, the back of it. It will be smooth and hard feeling. Your fingernail won't drag. If it does drag, it needs more time. Everything's good. So now we can move on to the chrome part, the chrome powder. So these chrome powders come with an applicator here. These are two different densities of foam. I find the white side to be better. It creates a smoother look. Dip some powder in there and just start rubbing the polished areas, and it seems the more you polish or the more you rub, the shinier the chrome gets. A key to the reason why I used the back of my fingernails, if you get any oils from your fingers onto your polished surfaces here, the the chrome powder here won't stick as well. Starting to look pretty good. Now we add more top coat. This gel top coat is what they call it. That locks the chrome polish or chrome powder in place. back under the UV light. Next step is going to be the black step. Just using a black UV cured gel polish. And I do this in 2 coats generally. And all we're trying to do here is, this is a protective layer. This is a layer to protect the paint, the red paint, the red, blue, and the white paint, and to protect all the rest of the polish that you did. Alright, here we go. And this, we just, with the 2 coats, I do the same areas as the chrome first, and then I fill in the rest with the second coat. Not really being too careful here, it's really just a protective layer over the entire piece. All right, here we go on our next layer of black. And again, this is just covering everything up, making a nice protective layer. All right, last step is cleanup. Take a knife, work around. Usually comes up pretty easy. All right, last step is cleanup. Take a knife, work around. Usually comes up pretty easy. All right, all cleaned up, and we're done. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please write a comment or email me. If you have a better way of doing something that I'm doing here, please feel free to reach out. I would be happy to listen. All right, thank you.